So this is the 2021 Land Cruiser V8. So they have actually designed this handle and this side step so that it makes it easier for you to actually get into the car with so much ease, like this. Things about this car is once you sit down and put on the start button, the car actually adjusts. The steering comes closer to you, and you can actually set the seat to whatever preference you want. So these are the power seats, so that you can be able to adjust your most comfortable sitting position, which I will do. Yeah, so yes, exactly. Yes, now as you can see, I'm now in a very, very comfortable position. And another good thing about this car is that the seats are memory seats, in that once I get my most comfortable position, I can come here, press set, and choose one of the options where I can save my settings. So if you're the owner of such a car, I think you should take the first setting. Then if you have a wife or somebody who is dear to you who will also be driving the car, you can save their most comfortable sitting position in 2, and so on and so forth. So you can actually set your most comfortable sitting position using these buttons. This version of the V8 is it's the ZX. So one of the main features of the ZX, you can actually get one that has a cooler box. So in case you want to cool your drink, let's say you have a bottle of water, let's say you have some medicine that's always supposed to be in a cool temperature, you can actually use the cooler box to do that for you. So the cooler box is quite spacious. You can actually fit in a couple drinks inside there. So it's actually big enough in case you want to cool your drink. So, and now let's go to the features. So another nice feature about the V8, especially when you get one that is fully loaded, is that you get a sunroof function, and it's very easy to control up and down. And if you want to open, you just press it once and there you go. So you don't have to use the AC when you're driving, when you can just open this and have a flow of fresh air coming into the car, and it actually makes driving more fun. Yeah. So some of the notable things to see on the center console of the V8, we have the steering heater button. So once you press this, assuming you have a very early trip in the morning, let's say you're traveling at maybe around 4 AM in the morning, typically the leather and even the seats and the steering will actually be very cold. But when you have the V8, you don't have to worry about that, because you just press this and a few seconds later you can actually feel the steering becoming very, very warm, and this actually helps you to have a very comfortable drive. When it comes to the seats, you can see the seats are perforated. So this is not just about design. So this was actually made possible so that you can be able to enjoy the heating and the cooling feature of the seats. That is a function that is standard when it comes to the Land Cruiser V8, especially the highest trim, which is the ZX trim. You can see here you have the functions to actually heat and cool your seats, and you have the passenger heating function, and you also have the driver seat heating functions, and they are both separately placed on the center console. So with the V8, especially the highest trim, which is the ZX, you get, apart from the USB function where you can physically put in a USB and connect it to your phone and have your phone charging as you drive, the V8, the ZX trim, normally packs a wireless charging package here that you can actually turn on and off. As you can see right now, it's on because it's powered in green. And if you have a phone that actually supports wireless charging, like the phone that I'm using here, which is an iPhone, once you put it inside there, you'll actually see that the phone has begun. Yes. So I don't know if my camera can be able to capture that, but the phone is charging. And it's charging wirelessly. I've not used any cable to connect the car. To connect the phone to the car. It is just wirelessly placed and it begins to charge, which is a feature you enjoy when you get the ZX trim of the V8. Also packs the hill start button, and it also has the crawl control. So the crawl control normally comes in handy when you're going down a steep slope that has gravel. You see, when you're physically controlling the speed that the car is moving at, you can actually overdo it or underdo it. So that's why when you go to such a place, you just press the crawl button, just set it to the most preferred settings depending on the kind of slope that you are in. Then you lift your legs and just control the steering. The car will actually do everything else for you. For the hill start, assuming you're climbing a very steep hill, you just press this button and the car will do the rest for you. So basically, when you're buying this car, you're basically buying efficiency. This car makes life and driving very, very easy, because you can see that it has a ton of functions that are basically tailor-made so that the driver of this car or the passenger can be able to have the best driving experience ever. When we come to the upper part of the center console, we have this massive screen here that helps you and guides you in case you want to go through different functions. You can actually go through some of these functions from here. We also have a dual climate AC where the passenger can be able to set their own climate and the driver can be able to have their own separate climate. As you can see down here, we also have the crash control. So anytime you're in very close proximity to a car, let's say in a traffic jam, and you're almost getting too close to a car, the car has an emergency brake function where the car will actually stop on your behalf. So assuming you have very little time to react, the car will have reacted on your behalf way before you actually think about acting. So we also have different functions here for the infotainment. We have the TV. In case you want to control even the back monitors, you will actually put on TV mode and the driver can be able to see the passenger, because I don't think the driver is supposed to be watching anything when they are driving, but the passenger can be able to. What that means is that you can be able to see your whole vehicle surrounding. So there's no point at any given time that you will hit an obstacle unknowingly when you're in a V8, especially the highest trim, which is the ZX. So in case you want to activate the camera and see your surrounding, maybe you want to decide where to park, or maybe you want to see how well you can be able to leave a parking spot, you just press this button over here and you can see that there's a screen that shows up that shows you the entire surrounding of the car. So this one actually shows you the front of the car. This one here shows you the whole surrounding of the car, so you can see the cars that are behind, you can see the obstacles that are in front, towards the sides, and even behind you. And another thing is that maybe when you put in the reverse gear, you can see that the car actually shows you what's behind you, shows you what's in front of you, and basically guides you on the best route to actually take your car to, so that you can avoid any obstacles. In addition to this, you actually have proximity sensors that normally vibrate or beep anytime you're very close to an obstacle that may cause any kind of harm to your car. So I think a person who's looking to buy a car that packs a lot of safety features and a car that makes driving very easy, I think you'll never go wrong with the Land Cruiser V8. This is the back seat of the Land Cruiser V8 ZX trim. As you can see, you have a place where you can control the volume button, so that in case you're being chauffeured from behind, you don't have to tell the driver what to do. You can actually do the settings yourself. You can control the volume of the infotainment system. You actually have an HDMI function. You also have an auxiliary function here, and you also have another auxiliary for your phone. So you actually have two auxiliary functions. And you also have your custom AC that also incorporates the heating function and the cooling function of the rear seats. So basically, these are features that you get courtesy of buying the Land Cruiser V8 ZX. Here we also, in case you're being chauffeured, you have a very nice armrest that actually enables you to sit in your most comfortable position. And apart from this just being an armrest, you actually have cup holders, so that you can, in case you're having a drink, you can just put it here and it will be comfortably clamped so that your drink doesn't spill on the way. Then apart from that, we also have some additional storage here that in case you have a phone, you can place your phone here. Yeah, so basically that's that with that function. And in case you don't want to use this and want to use this as a seat, you just pull this back there, and now it becomes a seat that somebody can actually sit on. So we also have the rear infotainment screen that you can actually adjust depending on your most comfortable sitting position, and they normally come in two. So we have this one behind the passenger seat, and we have one behind the driver's seat. And so in case you have kids and you're traveling, you're doing a long journey, you can actually set your kids, you can actually set something for your kids to watch so that they may enjoy your drive. And these screens can also be watched by people who are seated on the third row of the Land Cruiser V8. So this is the third row. So in case you have a big family and you want to carry the full capacity, which is 8 passengers, you can just drop the seats. So each of them here has a button that you can actually use, or you can manually just decide to drop the seats. So once you drop the seats like that, so you can actually see that now the car becomes an 8-seater. Yes, there we go. Kind of hectic, but yeah, you can now see the car is now an 8-seater. But in the case that you don't have a very big family, you can just retrieve the seats and use the massive boot space to actually store the luggage that you have at any given time. In the case that you want to fold the seats so that you have the massive boot, you can just use a set of buttons that are over here. So, and you have on both sides, you actually have buttons to control that so that you don't use much of your energy doing all that. Then the next step is just folding it, and they actually fold on both sides so that now you have massive boot space to actually put any kind of luggage that you have at any given time. In case you normally play some golf, you can actually see that you have a very big boot to accommodate your luggage. And you can see you can actually fit in maybe 5 of these effortlessly. So the boot is actually very, very big. So there's no point in time where you will actually be deficient of space when it comes to the Land Cruiser V8. Another cool feature about the Land Cruiser V8, so like I mentioned, this is the 2021 model, and you can see here that you have some sign here. So what these signs here are for, whenever there is a car that is very close to you, this function here will light up. So let's say you want to overtake and there's another car that's overtaking, this one will blink so that it can tell you to first of all wait, don't leave your lane first because there is an obstacle that's coming your way. Then another cool feature is that anytime you put in the reverse gear, the side mirrors will actually adjust so that it can be able to give you the best view angle, and you'll see that shortly. So I am actually doing it now. So you can see there's a slight movement in the side mirror, and once you finished reversing your car and you want to continue moving forward, once you shift the car to drive, you can see the side mirrors will actually adjust and go back to their normal. Looking for a powerful vehicle that is actually very reliable, ease of getting spare parts, ease of repair, and offers you a perfect driving experience, offers you comfort, and packs all the modern features that you will ever want in a car. Please don't feel any deficiency in getting the Land Cruiser V8. If possible, please go for the ZX trim. It packs all the features that you'll ever want in a V8. And yeah, so let me go and enjoy this perfect 2021 Land Cruiser V8 ZX trim.